Music fans are reeling from the news that Jill Scott has been harboring a devastating secret. But amid whispers of personal struggles and untold challenges, some pretty revelations have surfaced. Join us as we unveil what happened to Jill Scott and how she overcame it.
Well, I went and stayed at this hotel and it was so great, and the sheets were like, I don't know, 3 gazillion count or something, and I thought, I want these sheets.
Overcoming challenges. Throughout the numerous obstacles that life has presented to her, Jill has unfailingly shown extraordinary grace and resilience. She is focused on her career while attempting to be the best mother possible. Although the intricacies that might occur in her love life are numerous, Jill skillfully and gracefully manages these difficulties. She stays dedicated to her music and establishes her presence in the industry, all while deftly steering clear of unnecessary drama. Her skill in managing her personal and professional life is genuinely admirable, reflecting greatly on her character and resolve. In recent years, Jill Scott has experienced a significant change, sparking conversations about her weight loss journey. Although numerous people have commended her modifications, some have expressed worries about the constant examination that women face related to their looks.
Isn't it the same thing, singing poetry? It's the same thing.
Including those who are as confident as Jill Scott. Observers have commented on her noticeable change in style, highlighting her formerly abundant hair and curvier physique. Now, with her hair sleek and a significant weight reduction, inquiries emerge regarding her changing appearance. Jill Scott shares that her regular alterations in looks arise from her wish to investigate different aspects of her identity and to steer clear of dullness. According to her, a few days ago, she celebrated her natural hair with a curly style. And today, she has chosen straight hair, suggesting a potential new look for tomorrow. At a recent event in Los Angeles for the premiere of Baggage Claim, actress Lauren London spoke about her admiration for Scott. Interestingly, during the film, Scott looked so different that it took viewers a while to identify her. Her portrayal in the film was positively received, with her character standing out as one of the highlights. Amid these developments, it is essential to recognize that her path has not exclusively been shaped by disputes or turmoil. Jill Scott has reached extraordinary milestones that numerous artists aspire to attain, including the esteemed recognition of multiple Grammy Awards and the accomplishment of hit albums like The Light of the Sun, Woman, and Put Me Back Together. Her career demonstrates her versatility, covering a wide range of areas that include music, film, television, and poetry. In the world of cinema, Jill has delivered significant performances in Tyler Perry's works, demonstrating her acting talent and receiving positive reviews.
This is like, it's a lot going on. I have a lot of feelings. I won.
Her role in Sins of the Mother earned her an NAACP Image Award, reinforcing her reputation as a skilled actress. Moreover, she acted alongside the late Chadwick Boseman in the biopic Get On Up, where she depicted the legendary singer and civil rights advocate, demonstrating her skill in portraying intricate characters. Although Jill Scott has received numerous accolades and achieved much, her path has had its difficulties. She has dealt with public criticism, online conflicts, and private controversies that have challenged her strength. Nonetheless, throughout everything, she stays unapologetically authentic, embracing her diverse identity as a singer, writer, actress, poet, and truth-teller. Jill declines to be restricted to a single designation, preferring to authentically express herself in each medium she works with. Whether she's performing sultry ballads that touch the heart or addressing online critics with her frank replies, Jill Scott keeps captivating and splitting audiences. Her talent for stirring deep feelings with her music and her readiness to tackle social issues directly have established her as a significant voice in the industry. As of 2024, her projected net worth is an impressive $12 million, showcasing her diligence and commitment to her profession. Although she has been somewhat quiet about new endeavors lately, her influence on the music and entertainment sectors is undeniable. Jill Scott will be remembered not just for her raw honesty and remarkable vocal ability, but also for the controversies that underscore her humanity. Her journey inspired countless individuals, reminding us that authentic creativity frequently brings both successes and challenges. Speaking of controversies, have you heard of how fans dragged Jill over Chris Brown's issue? Well, let's get down to the main issue.
I know, right? So luckily, I didn't have the hysterectomy like they requested that I do.
Celebrity scandal. Jill Scott, celebrated for her soulful songs and fearless empowerment, became embroiled in a major controversy, not for her exceptional singing talents, but because of one tweet. In this post, she called Chris Brown incredible, praising his abilities in singing, dancing, acting, and rapping, much like a public relations spokesperson. Although this might have seemed harmless, the response from the online community was rapid and fierce. Critics quickly denounced her, referencing Chris Brown's notorious past, especially the 2009 harassment against Rihanna. Numerous fans voiced their astonishment, wondering how a person like Scott, who has established her career on concepts of empowerment and respect, could support someone with such a contentious history. Charges of hypocrisy and treachery poured in, yet Jill remained steadfast and ready to face the criticism. Rather than providing a well-crafted apology, she opted to restate her viewpoint, emphasizing the importance of separating the artist from their creations. This choice was not taken casually. It arose from a strong conviction that art ought to be assessed based on its own qualities, regardless of the artist's personal shortcomings. She expressed her position with a strong statement that if anyone is able to control her actions, then they hold the power to do so. However, if they cannot, then no one can force their will upon her. This declaration highlighted her belief that individual freedom and artistic value must not be confused, even amidst public outcry. To better emphasize her argument, she recounted her own experiences, telling striking stories about her mother's unhealthy relationship with her former spouse. Using this perspective, she examined the intricate relationship between artistic ability and personal suffering, proposing that numerous artists infuse their anguish into their creations, producing works that connect with viewers, even amid their difficult histories. She contended that Chris Brown's artistic contributions, which have significantly influenced the music industry, deserve to be evaluated independently from the controversies related to his personal life. Nevertheless, this claim encountered considerable opposition. Numerous individuals online voiced their dissatisfaction, wondering if society was justifying rude behavior under the guise of artistic value. Critics reacted strongly, as Jill's name gained traction alongside a wave of opinion articles, hashtags, and memes that swiftly spread throughout social media. Although some supporters valued her openness and readiness to tackle a tough discussion, a significant number saw her remarks as an effort to evade accountability for the consequences of her statements.
Ooh, that's not fair. That's not fair. Pass.
The resulting drama did not fade away swiftly. It had a profound influence on Jill's public image. Despite having managed past controversies with considerable ease, this incident hit differently, acting as a powerful reminder of the internet's ability to turn against even its most beloved icons. The backlash wasn't merely a brief instance of anger, it was a crucial event that compelled her to face the intricacies of public opinion and responsibility. Once the dust had settled, it was evident that the consequences of her remarks would still emerge. The dialogue regarding her remarks persisted in developing, with conversations about the morality of distinguishing art from the artist emerging as a central theme in wider cultural discussions. The next time Jill participates in social media, it is probable that she will choose her words more carefully, especially considering the current Anita Baker controversy, which has also ignited discussions regarding artistic integrity and personal responsibility. When VH1's Divas Live revealed an eagerly awaited partnership between the soulful Jill Scott and the iconic Anita Baker for a duet named Sweet Love, the enthusiasm among fans was undeniable. The possibility of these two dynamic singers performing together created considerable excitement, given that both are recognized for their distinctive impact on the music world. Jill Scott, famous for her poetic talent and skill in merging aspects of jazz, R&B, and neo-soul, was prepared to collaborate with Anita Baker, revered as the queen of smooth ballads and an expert in heartfelt storytelling through music. The blend of their unique styles and vocal talents appeared to be a perfect union in music, ensuring a performance that would profoundly connect with listeners. As the event drew near, problems quickly emerged that jeopardized the enthusiasm. Reports started to emerge, suggesting that Jill was not especially inclined to participate in rehearsals with Anita. The exact cause of their disagreement is not apparent, resulting in widespread speculations among both fans and industry experts. Some proposed that scheduling issues might have influenced the outcome, while others mentioned possible creative clashes that could occur when two determined artists work together. Furthermore, the usual conflicts linked to strong personalities in the music industry were also viewed as a contributing element in the developing situation. In spite of the producers' attempts to resolve the situation and promote teamwork, tensions heightened as the performance date approached. Anita Baker, recognized for her high expectations and candid personality, allegedly became more and more exasperated by the situation. The stress of the upcoming show, along with the absence of collaboration, led to a poignant incident where Anita exited the venue in tears, mere hours before the performance was scheduled to start. This significant exit not only underscored the difficulties of creative teamwork, but also left supporters speculating whether the eagerly awaited collaboration would ever materialize. As the news circulated, fans flocked to social media to voice their disappointment and worries, many wishing that the two artists could settle their issues before the performance. The issue turned into a major subject of debate, with some supporting the significance of artistic integrity, while others highlighted the necessity of compromise in joint endeavors. However, the evolving situation involving Jill Scott and Anita Baker's collaboration highlighted the intricacies of creative partnerships, where enthusiasm and imagination can occasionally conflict, resulting in unforeseen results. The media took advantage of the situation, delighting in the excitement. Was Jill simply making accusations, or was Anita displaying diva-like conduct? The conversation about the event was filled with viewpoints, but clear answers continued to be hard to find. Therefore, Jill decided to tackle the issue, yet her comments did not significantly reduce the confusion. She recognized a disagreement, but argued that it had been overstated. She viewed it as an unfounded charge and stressed her determination to uphold her dignity and rights. When asked about an altercation, she minimized it, claiming that it was merely a difference of opinion. Nonetheless, she conveyed her respect for Anita Baker, calling her a hero and trying to ease the situation. Jill explained that the situation had grown too intense, causing her to pull back, but she still cherished Anita and her music. She expressed that Anita was a hero to her since she listened to her while growing up, and with this remark, she emphasized that the disagreement was a trivial matter. Still, fans were doubtful, pondering if this was simply a miscommunication or a display of Jill's diva characteristics. Jill's articulate reply might have resolved the current conflict, but the event has left a lasting impression on what might have become a remarkable moment. Years later, the inquiry into what actually happened between Jill and Anita remains captivating to onlookers. Regardless of the details, what happened will surely cement its place in the chronicles of diva history. Keep watching as we uncover Jill's journey into the entertainment world. Enhancing her career. Prior to Jill Scott becoming a notable presence in soul, jazz, and funk, able to blend a hint of country into her music, she was just a girl, hailing from North Philadelphia. Her childhood was far from perfect. She encountered considerable difficulties while growing up. Looking back on her childhood, Jill observed that she only realized her family's financial difficulties when she entered junior high and assessed her situation against that of her classmates. Jill was born on April 4, 1972, and grew up in an atmosphere filled with love, music, and, frankly, violence. With her mother and grandmother looking after her, she did not enjoy the advantages of a fairy tale childhood. Her mother, caught in a harmful relationship, suffered quietly without complaint. Facing a childhood surrounded by domestic violence, she ultimately became a victim of those conditions. Looking back on this experience, she expresses how it has significantly shaped her growth as a person. Observing her mother's brave choice to exit a repressive circumstance is a significant highlight in her life. This action, carried out in the dark of night and with no possessions to her name, was ultimately for their mutual advantage. She remembers getting up at her grandma's home, looking out from under a blanket, and understanding they had gone on without turning back. This experience taught her that when life becomes unbearable, action must be taken, even if it means risking everything. Her mother's decision not only protected her own existence, but also ensured her daughter's future well-being. This awareness enabled her to dismiss the idea of suffering in silence or staying in toxic situations, whether they were physical or emotional. Jill has also been open about the harassment she and her mother endured, demonstrating her strength. Discussing these distressing experiences is certainly difficult, but Jill's determination has driven her to reject being a victim. She once stated that she couldn't harm her mother's former spouse, so she battled anyone else who dared to challenge her. This unyielding spirit has formed the basis of her resilience, converting her pain into creative expression. She recognizes that she had been managing tough circumstances for a longer time than she thought, adjusting to what others expected, which ultimately steered her towards success. Jill Scott never really saw herself as a superstar. In reality, she never thought about being in the spotlight while growing up in North Philadelphia. Raised in a lively yet difficult setting, she was enclosed by the diverse fabric of city living, which shaped her creative instincts. Similar to many young girls, she nurtured a range of dreams for her future, each mirroring her changing interests and the various influences surrounding her. At first, she aimed to be an English teacher, captivated by the influence of language and the effect it could create on young minds. This craving was quickly accompanied by a deep interest in psychology, as she aimed to comprehend the intricacies of human actions and feelings. Eventually, she became fascinated with the realm of acting, enthralled by the power to portray various characters and convey intriguing narratives. Nonetheless, her path took an unforeseen direction, one that would eventually guide her to unveil her genuine purpose. It was clear that Jill was meant to break free from the confines of a classroom or an office, where her creativity could be limited. Rather, she sensed a compelling attraction to the performing arts, a domain where she could completely reveal herself and engage with others more profoundly. Ultimately, her artistic tendencies could no longer be contained, and she cultivated a deep enthusiasm for acting. This newly discovered commitment sparked a passion in her, driving her to decide to leave her imprint in the theater industry. As a result, she registered at Temple University, aiming to combine her passions for education and performance. The university appeared to be a sensible choice, a setting where she could refine her abilities while continuing to chase her educational ambitions. Nonetheless, as she moved further into her studies, she quickly realized the academic atmosphere was oppressive. The strict framework of the curriculum seemed restrictive, and she started to feel that the system restricted her creativity and artistic expression. The more she immersed herself in the coursework, the more she understood that her genuine passion existed outside the boundaries of conventional education. She started taking the stage at open mic nights, presenting words that enraptured listeners, focusing on the overlap of race and gender in the U.S., especially the discrimination faced by Black women regarding teenage pregnancy. As her fame increased, murmurs spread through the audience, probing her persona and acknowledging her distinctive skill. This signified a significant point in Jill Scott's path, as she transitioned from a poet to a vibrant performer holding a microphone, ready to change her life in the music scene. By the year 2000, with 4 Grammy nominations already received, Jill had stamped her position as an important artist in the neo-soul movement. But her path was not free of obstacles, as her acting profession encountered a notable decline. She achieved significant success in her starring role in the HBO series, The #1 Ladies Detective Agency, which attracted recognition for her remarkable talent and versatility. However, the show's encouraging path was suddenly interrupted after only 1 season. The exit of 2 pivotal individuals, producer Sidney Pollack and director Anthony Minghella, both of whom were highly respected in the industry, left the series lacking its essential support, ultimately resulting in its cancellation. This posed yet another challenge for Jill, but those who knew her resilience understood she wouldn't stay defeated for long. After performing for more than 20 years, she stated that it was just the right moment for a fresh opportunity. In spite of the obstacles created by industry stereotypes, she stayed resolute in her quest to overcome barriers. In reflecting on her time with the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, she remarked on the deep influence of Pollack and Minghella's deaths, recognizing that their absence greatly changed the direction of the show. In light of her career revival, it is important to emphasize Jill's impressive role in Why Did I Get Married, released in 2007, where she played Sheila, a character dealing with the challenges of marriage and self-discovery. Even though she wasn't the only star in the ensemble cast, Tyler Perry did gather an impressive array of talents, featuring figures such as Janet Jackson, Tasha Smith, and Michael Jai White, all contributing their distinctive style to the project. Nonetheless, it was Jill's acting that struck a deep chord with viewers. She imbued her role with her unique depth and genuineness, delivering a depiction that seemed more accessible than ever. Now, let's see what her personal life looks like. Intriguing details about Jill Scott. She tied the knot with Liza Williams in 2100, and for a period, they seemed to be a perfect couple, representing the type of love that many seek to attain. Their connection was frequently featured in the press, emphasizing their chemistry and common interests. However, by the year 2007, their marriage came to an end, representing a major turning point in Jill's life. Despite the difficulties that arose from the end of her marriage, Jill persevered with the poise and resilience appropriate for her role as a public figure. She managed the intricacies of her personal life with determination, drawing on her experiences to inspire her creative work. However, this was only the start of her captivating story, as she moved into new connections and examined the intricacies of her own identity, all while being a cherished presence in the entertainment world. Every chapter of her life narrative contributed depth to her persona, both in front of and behind the camera, resulting in a journey that remains enthralling and motivational. Prior to entering her relationship with Liza, Jill Scott was previously engaged to another man. Regrettably, that involvement did not endure over time. Nonetheless, this previous period in her life resulted in a profoundly important event, which was the arrival of her son Jed. Currently, Jill is divorced and not in a marriage, a fact that may be surprising to certain individuals. So what do you think about Jill Scott's life? Do you think she was brave enough to face her challenges? Let us know in the comments section. If you want more interesting revelations about your favorite celebrities, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch the next video shown on your screen. See you there.